Hi, my name is Chandan Luthra and I'm making this video as a part of evaluation round of Olympus and Calcutta's flagship event. Before moving on to the topic, I'll give a quick introduction about myself. I belong to a place called Firozpur in Punjab and I did my mechanical engineering from BITS Pilani. Post BITS, I worked with a sales and marketing consultancy called ZS Associates. While working at ZS, I realized the potential that businesses have in improving the healthcare problems faced by the country. It was this one particular project where I found out how an existing technology, if packaged and sold slightly differently, will make that machine, or rather diagnosis, affordable to the millions of masses. This propelled me to do my MBA, and I hope I'll be able to fulfill my dream of improving the healthcare problems of our country. Now, moving on to the topic on which I'm going to speak today is that the beauty of Indian business lies in its fuzziness. Before venturing ahead, let me clearly define what I mean by fuzziness here. I don't mean any complex thing like probabilistic logic or anything. By fuzziness, I mean how things are not well defined in this country, how there are not standard ways of doing things, and how there is no standard help available when needed. Just a few months back, we all witnessed some of the best Olympic Games ever held in the history of mankind. We were all very impressed and awed with what we saw. And in that moment of splendidness, all of us, I think all Indians, made it a point to compare this with how India screwed up to the run-up of the Commonwealth Games. Immediately, tens of people jumped in with points as to how we always end up making makeshift arrangements. Every time we have discussions with the friends or we have discussions in the train compartments, 90% of the arguments will be how this country is going down the drain. How we will never be a great nation all of us aspire to be. How things are done so haphazardly here. And my question to them is, if this is how bad the situation is, then why are we among the fastest growing nations in the world? Why weren't we badly affected by recession which nearly took down the whole world? And why is it that every big corporation of the world dying to come to India? A nation so big of ours can't just ride on hype without substance, right? Well, the answer to all these doubts lies all around us. A casual stroll through any place in India, be it a small town or a big city like Mumbai, will tell us that the reasons of success are engraved everywhere. And the answer again lies in what people think to be our biggest problem, the fuzziness. I'll give you three examples and tell you why and how I think this fuzziness is what makes India a beautiful place to work in. I first heard word jugaad when I was around 12 years old and immediately took to some liking in this word. On some research, I found out that I'd been staring at jugaad my whole life. It was one of the vehicles used by the shopkeeper next door to transport tents and poles to the marriages halls. Now this is one vehicle which uses the body of bullock cart, engine of a scooter, and I think the gearbox of Maruti car. Now this is one vehicle which was not designed in some automobile company, research lab of automobile company which had billions of dollars at its disposal. It was made by a simple Indian who was probably not even an engineer, who had no idea how an automobile functions or is to be designed. And yet, this guy went on to make a vehicle which is so widely and popularly used across the country. Now to give you some more effect, let me give you another example. There is a small village called Mandai Karni inside the Tiger Reserve of Tamil Nadu. Now there is a big problem of elephants and other wild animals coming over and destroying the farms of common folk. So how do they solve this problem? They don't wait for some government department of wildlife control to come and solve their problems. They simply use the principles of echo, reaction hypnosis, and explosion to devise a simple looking sound pump system. The entire farm is parameterized by a wire, and the moment the wire is touched, it gives a big sound explosion. Now, who devised it? Again, a simple farmer with no education. Now, how many times have you seen such cost-effective solutions to grave problems invented by normal people of the country who don't even bother to know whether they're using some high-tech principles devised by some brave inventors? Well, these things are inbuilt amongst us. We are the best resource optimizers of the world. Right from our childhood, we are given certain restraints and told, although in a very certain way, to work our way through it. And we do amazingly well. We are among the best salesmen, best marketers, and the best operation managers. We might look uneducated, but we are very savvy. My uncle in Punjab is called one of the best supply chains in the world. Any item ordered today can reach any place in Punjab within the next day. Now, how does he do it? He does not have a complex supply chain network at his disposal or doesn't have a very advanced degree. He simply maintains good relationship with the bus drivers. He simply hands over his packet to the bus driver who was anyways going to go to that location, and these packets can simply fit in this pocket of the bus driver, so they're happy to carry it for him at a very nominal fee. So therefore, in the end, what I'll say is that this fuzziness, which might look fuzzy from the top down, is actually very organized at the bottom level. So what needs to be done is to give platform to these millions of jugadus, and then they can sweep the whole world with their products and services. Just imagine, if this is what we can do when resources are not available to us, what we can achieve when things become more accessible. Thank you.